Yo, what's going on, guys? Sekapoko here, bringing you another 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross video. This will be going over the leaks, leaky pipes. And we'll be talking about half-year anniversary. Now, half-year anniversary, of course, is going to be on September 3rd, chat. September. I said it this time, okay? Because the game actually launched on March 3rd. But unfortunately, September 3rd is not a Tuesday. So most likely coming September 1st, there's going to be a half-year anniversary banner because that's typically when the banners drop is on Tuesdays because, you know, that's progression of time. Tuesdays is when banners usually drop, but if they wanted to drop it on March 3rd or September 3rd exactly, whatever, I'm wrong, whatever, I'm on by 2 days, who fucking cares? But most likely coming September 1st, the half-year anniversary is going to be coming with the Vayne Meliodas, and we have some leaks for you guys so you can check them out. So guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alrighty, boys and grills, so I just want to give you guys a quick update. There is, of course, a leak e-pipe that just got released for global half-year anniversary, and it is going to be for the man, the myth, the legend, Vayne Meliodas, of course. And we all knew he was probably going to be coming on the half-year anniversary, and he's going to be really, really cool. So for this video, I'm going to be doing some of the little bit of tidbits on Vayne Meliodas, give you an insight on what to expect from him, go over gear, possibilities, etc., so you guys get an idea of what to expect. But we, of course, have a confirmation here that Vayne Meliodas is going to be on the half-year anniversary due to the ticket right here that we just saw. Half-year anniversary tickets are going to be very, very similar, most likely to the 1-year anniversary for the Japanese version, where there was like a 900 diamond banner where you got every 300 diamonds there was a GSSR, and it's going to be in a 4% banner. Most likely that's going to be the case. The reason I say that is because the way the banner, the ticket is being situated here is very, very similar to the original 777 download tickets. It's very, very similar to that, as well as very similar to the 1-year anniversary and AOT collab tickets. So I'm assuming that's what's going to be. It's the first festival unit to ever come to the game, so I'll be going over that as well as festival coin units really quick, so you guys can know the difference between normal units and festival coin units. Alrighty, boys and grills, as always, let's go ahead and go over Vayne Meliodas as a unit. Vayne Meliodas, on his first ability, is going to do 240% raw damage attack against a single target. The rank 2 of this ability is going to be 300% of damage and fill ultimate gauge by +1, and yes, it is exactly the same as Escanor's Ikimos. So, the rank 3 of this is going to be 500% damage against one enemy, as of course, fill ultimate gauge by +2. The second ability for Vayne Meliodas is going to be an AoE effect attack that's going to inflict charge. Charge is the ability that allows you to completely bypass all defense against enemies. It starts at 130% damage and then goes up to 325% damage. 130%, 195%, and then rank 3 goes to 325%. You can see it does massive damage. It hits every enemy on the field and is super, super awesome. Now, the ultimate ability for Vayne Meliodas is the ability that has Secret Technique. Secret Technique is the ability that gives you extra damage per card that you have for Vayne Meliodas. It starts out at 300% attack and goes all the way up to 450%. Now, the multiplier actually starts out at a 20% extra multiplier per card and actually goes up to a 60% multiplier per card and gives you an 8% more per card depending on which ones you have up. Now, for Vayne Meliodas' passive, he's going to have a passive that's super, super, super OP. This is the best part about Vayne Meliodas' kit. He increases the skill ranks of the hero if he receives a critical damage hit. And Vayne Meliodas actually has a very, very low critical damage resistance rate when he starts out. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and go over Vayne Meliodas really quick for his substats. So substats, he starts out at 50% pierce rate with all his cosmetics, 87% resistance rate at fully super awakened level, 17% regeneration rate, 79% crit chance, 198.5% crit damage, 16% crit resistance. Now this one here, a lot of this came from super awakening. Now initially, Vayne Meliodas almost had 0% crit resistance, and he gets some of his crit resistance from cosmetics, but most of his crit resistance is at 0. And this is super good for his passive because, of course, if you do get crit on his passive, he gives you extra ranks on your cards. So if you get crit, it goes your rank 1 card gets to rank 2 cards go to rank 3, it's etc. So other stats is that he has 85% crit defense, which is super good. Very, very similar to Escanor. Now, the reason this is super good is if you do get critical strike on Vayne Meliodas, it's actually going to reduce the amount of damage that you receive from critical strikes by a massive amount, and that amount is 85%. So, not 85%. Well, you know, critical defense is good. Let's just go with that. Yeah, it makes critical damage do nothing. That's not exactly how it works, but it's different. All right, next up we got Lifesteal. He's got a ridiculous amount of Lifesteal as well as a decent amount of recovery rate starting with. So let's go over his cosmetics. So to start with, the Lost Vayne Meliodas has purchasable cosmetics for 3 of his cosmetics, and he gets 3 UR cosmetics on launch. He's actually one of the few characters in the entire game that gets 3 full UR cosmetics. His base cosmetic right here is a 4% crit defense cosmetic. His upgraded cosmetic right here for his UR set is going to give him 2% resistance rate as well as 2% crit defense. This one is a purchasable cosmetic that you can actually get for Lost Vayne Meliodas that gives you 1% crit resistance as well as 5% crit defense. This is one of the pieces that give you crit resistance, which is kind of bad, but unfortunate. All right, next over here, we have another one that's going to be 4% resistance rate as well as 1% crit defense, which is much better than crit resistance. And finally, this cosmetic set right here, which is going to give you a 4% resistance rate as well as 1% crit resistance. Unfortunate on that. Now, this cosmetic right here was given out for the 1-year anniversary for the Japanese version and is available for all Meliodases in the entire game. It allows you to get 4% resistance rate on every single Meliodas, and it has this green cosmetic buff that allows it to be used for every single Meliodas in the entire game. It's really, really cool, and I hope they decide to give out more cosmetics just like this that are available for every Meliodas, because that would be really cool. For weapon cosmetics, now his initial Lost Vayne Meliodas, unfortunately with Lost Vayne Meliodas, every single weapon is a Lost Vayne, and the only thing that changed is the back bling. So, for his initial back bling, it's going to be a 4% crit damage weapon. This other back bling right here is going to be a 1% crit resistance as well as 6% crit damage. This one is my favorite one. It's kind of like a backpack style one. It's got 2% pierce rate as well as 3% crit damage. Right over here, this one has 2% crit resistance rate as well as 2% critical damage. And this one, the last one here, is going to be a 3% pierce rate weapon as well as 2% critical damage. Now, Lost Vayne Meliodas, of course, has a grand total of 3 purchasable weapons, and one of them, you can see this one right here, is actually picked up directly from the cosmetic upgrades. And what's really interesting is that you actually, if you take an SSR weapon, I didn't know this, if you take an SSR weapon and upgrade it to UR, apparently it upgrades it here. Didn't know, but now I know. But it's actually an SSR weapon, which is super weird. Since I upgraded the weapon, now it actually upgraded there. So I didn't know that. Now I do. I think it was this one. This is the SSR weapon that I was talking about. That's super cool. Didn't know that. All right. For headpieces, he only gets to go into 4 headpieces. His base headpiece right here gets 4% regeneration rate as an SSR headpiece. And you can see mine is fully upgraded. And the other 3 are UR headpieces. It's going to give you a total of 6% recovery rate as well as 1% regeneration rate. This one gives you 1% regeneration rate as well as 3% lifesteal. And the final one here gives you a 3% regeneration rate as well as 1% lifesteal. Unfortunately, with both of the festival units for both Lost Vayne Meliodas and Goddess Liz, they have only received a total of 4 headpieces and not a total of 5. It is just how it is. Just know that there'll probably be more later on. My Lost Vayne Meliodas currently has about 51,000 combat class at fully super awakened level, and you can see I didn't actually finish upgrading all my armor cosmetics. I can still get another 30 defense right here. I can still get another about 85, 90 attack right here if I finish out upgrading this weapon. And I have maxed on the HP. So as far as his overall stats go, he has about 14,000 raw attack and 9,400 defense, 126,000 HP. So pretty close to his max stats as far as attack defense goes. For his his pieces right here, I have a maxed out bracer here with 2.9, 2.8, 2.9% rolls here. This is at 14.4%. And right here, this is another one at 14.3% with 271. Unfortunate. What are you going to do? I'm missing 9 attack, but who cares? All right. For his actual defense set, you can see here, this is all pretty decently rolled, and this one's like 3% here. This one is at 13.9%. This one can probably roll up a little bit more. I just haven't used Meliodas in a while, so I probably just don't want to roll it up at this very moment. This one is at 14% over here. So I think it all said and done, you get him to about almost 128,000 HP, I want to say. Maybe a little bit higher, maybe a little lower, we'll see. But I haven't gone to full 15% on all my rolls for Meliodas, obviously. And I went for an attack and defense set. Why did I go for an attack and defense set? Well, I wanted to go for the highest amount of damage that I can get for Lost Vayne Meliodas, while also making it so that I wouldn't have to deal with anybody that would be doing large amounts of damage to me. Now, the unfortunate thing about Lost Vayne Meliodas, if you do go with any crit damage set, instead, you will get a large amount of defense, but in a lot of team compositions, what happens is that your Lost Vayne Meliodas will actually die too quickly. So once Goddess Liz comes around, that's a little bit different, and you might have a little bit better of a time. It really depends on the PvP rules of the week and which one is going to be the best gear set for you. The other gear sets I've actually seen for him are HP and defense, HP and critical damage, and some of them are actually really, really innovative. What I've seen for the HP and critical damage sets, which is really cool, you get a large amount of damage, and when you crit really, really hard, but you have a large amount of combat class allowing you to go first a little bit more often. So it allows you to get very, very good damage on your ultimates, but you're not really reliant on your actual raw damage skills. Attack and defense is like one of the best of both worlds in my opinion, because you get the most amount of damage and get the best stats, as well as you're very defensive against a lot of other people. So one of the things that I like about Lost Vayne Meliodas is, of course, his substats. Substats are really good because he has an 87% resistance rate, and he has a very high amount of crit defense. Because he has those really high defensive stats, if you put a lot of defense on him, he's actually going to be very, very tanky when other people are trying to kill him. And it's very easy to kill Lost Vayne Meliodas if they don't go with a defensive stat. You actually can just walk right through them with a lot of different people. So decide on what you want to do as a player. If you want to go for a big PP damage, go for the crit damage set. If you want to go for the little bit safer route, go for the attack defense set. If you want to kind of have an interesting route and be a little bit experimental, go with an HP route. See how it goes for you. Alright guys, so of course we don't know what's going to be on the Lost Vayne Meliodas banner for the half-year anniversary. We do know that he's going to be on there because he was on the fucking ticket. So there's going to be some fun times to be had there. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Of course, if you did, of course, like and subscribe, all the fun stuff, and you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.